This is your local election headquarters.
Welcome back. Charges will stand against a former state trooper in the death of Ronald Green. The state Supreme Court declined to hear an appeal for Corey York, who wanted the indictment dismissed. York faces multiple charges, including negligent homicide. In 2019, video showed Green being tased, beat, and dragged by his ankles while face down and shackled. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrell was in Shreveport Tuesday to tour the North Louisiana State Crime Lab and learn about the facility's role in combating crime. Alicia Gatewood reports.
A huge fan of firsthand knowledge and being educated by the people who are experts at what they do, and that's what everybody here is.
Attorney General Liz Murrell tours the Northwest Louisiana Crime Lab, learning extensively about the facility's role in combating crime.
It's part of the job. It starts at a crime scene. We pick up evidence. That evidence has to be processed, and we need credible, qualified people to examine all of that evidence so that they can then testify in court, and ultimately that's how we bring justice to victims.
The crime lab analyzes evidence collected from crime scenes using scientific methods to assist law enforcement in solving crimes.
Whether it's firearms identification, whether it's DNA, whether it's toxicology, drugs, you name it, we do it all here.
Murrell seeing how forensic scientists break down evidence on a daily basis to provide accurate information for investigations and prosecutions.
See how they handle a DNA sample, or how they examine gun casings, or all of the things that you need to do when you're investigating a case and looking at the actual evidence. How dedicated they are to their jobs and their mission, and to protecting all of us.
House Majority Leader Steve Scalise was back in Louisiana this week to take a tour of Plaquemines' liquid natural gas facility. Zach LeBay reports.
Congressman Steve Scalise visited the Venture Global Terminal in Plaquemines Parish.
I brought some of my colleagues in Congress from around the country to South Louisiana to look at what we here do in Louisiana to produce energy for the whole country and the world.
The terminal, currently under construction, is slated to produce up to 20 million metric tons of liquid natural gas, or LNG, annually. His visit comes months after the Biden administration issued a temporary ban on new permits for LNG exports.
We're also facing some serious challenges coming out of Washington.
The Biden administration says the U.S. is already the #1 exporter of LNG and cites concerns over greenhouse gases. 16 states, including Louisiana, filed a lawsuit against the Department of Energy to overturn the ban. Scalise says if the U.S. doesn't export, then other countries will have to seek the resource elsewhere.
Think of a country like Germany or Poland that will benefit from this facility, and they won't have to get their natural gas from Russia.
Some of these countries are under long-term contracts to buy LNG from the U.S. for up to 20 years, but also have plans to transition mostly to renewable resources within the same time frame. Scalise doesn't think it will be enough.
Renewable energies just doesn't supply what they need, whether it's wind, whether it's solar panels, which are all made in China, by the way.
And says we will have to continue supplying to meet the demand.
Through fracking, through other great American technology, we found more and more energy, and now we know we've got over 100 years supply.
Safety became a concern in the early days of the facility.
Plant of this size, it's, coming within the proximity of residents and community would be a concern.
But despite a crane collapse earlier this month, Venture Global says they run a relatively safe ship.
This facility, like our first facility, has one of the best safety records in the world.
Zach LeBay, WGNO News.
Pro-Palestinian college students demonstrate on college campuses across the country, including here in Baton Rouge at LSU. We'll have a recap next.